Welcome, reporting to you live on Zoom. You are listening to Chais and Chisme, a podcast brought to you by the world of Feryela.
I'm Jennifer, aka Fed, reporting live from the Pink Palace.
And I'm Daniela, aka Ella, reporting to you live from the Sirena Oasis.
Ooh.
And what are we talking about today, Jen?
Today is an exciting one because we are diving in to our diaries, our teenage and adult diaries, because technically this one was me when I was an adult. But yes, we are diving into both these. We're going to read some entries, going to spill some tea, some chai tea.
Oh my God.
So it's super excited. I'm really excited for this one.
I'm excited and nervous. Just as a heads up, guys, all the names that we will be disclosing are not real names. They're all fake names or fake initials. We're not going to be disclosing any actual names of people because we did not ask for permission to talk about them, nor it's just a fun little story. But yeah, so we are in the holiday season officially. As you can see, we're hella festive. I want to show y'all my sweater because I love me a good ugly Christmas sweater. For those of you who are listening, I'm struggling to get up because I'm sitting crisscross applesauce and tried to lean forward and that hurt. But I am wearing this really cool Grinch
I love it.
And it says all of your sweaters are ugly.
And I love that. I've seen you wear that sweater, but I've never actually read it. And
no, you have not.
Have I really not?
This is
where have I seen this sweater?
No, you have at Target.
Oh,
at Target.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't realize. I was like, what it said. All your sweaters are ugly. I love that.
Yeah, and then
that's sassy.
Yes, which matches my attitude. Also, I am a huge fan of The Grinch. It is my favorite Christmas movie. I can't wait to watch it. I love The Grinch.
The cartoon version or the
oh no, Jim Carrey version.
Oh,
I like both, but Jim Carrey one is my favorite.
I like the cartoon version. That one gives me some nostalgia. That be hitting me right in the feels.
Cartoon version one is good, but I like how unhinged the Jim Carrey one is, which is just like my cup of tea. I love me a little bit of chaos. But we have our Christmas setups because Holly Jolly Wholesome Daniela is here. And I'm glad my hair is red because I'm like, oh my God, I matched this season.
You do. You honestly, it's like, that's like the pop of color here. I'm like looking at it. What's on your setup? I want to see because I'm trying to like focus in.
Actually, okay, I'm going to do that one last, but I have this really cool garland set. That's like white and red. I have, jokingly, we call this Bachata Santa, but he used to sing Jingle Bell Rock, and it's really fun because I can move his legs and his hips swing side to side. All by himself.
So show them why he's called Bachata Santa.
He's Bachata Santa because we're going to dance and he's going 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7. If you are listening, I am moving his hips from side to side and dancing with him in a closed position. Yes, this is Bachata Santa. I need to do a TikTok on this because that'd be fucking hilarious. Then I also just bought a plant today at Trader Joe's. Lies, my mother bought the plant because she knows I like succulents, and she was like, go grab a plant. And I was like, yay. But this cute little succulent, I don't know what, I haven't named. Feels like a him. I haven't named him yet. Today I got 2 plants, and for me, they're males. But he has this cute little Santa thing.
He's very festive.
He is. 'Tis the season. Toby Jolly. Ha ha ha. I'm sorry. I just remembered something. Last year, you see. Listen, guys. In case you're new to this podcast, I have no shame. I'm pretty I'm very open, and I'm very people always tell me I'm hella TMI, and I'm just really open. I don't care. But I said ho ho ho.
And I'm here for it.
Yes, I said ho ho ho, and I remembered that last year because I'm recently divorced as of a year and a half ago. And last year I was as the Christmas season was leaving, I was like, ho ho ho, Christmas is gone, but I'm still here.
I love that one. I remember. I forgot about that. The ho ho ho.
I totally just remembered that I said that shit. We're not ho ho hoing around this year. It is because it's pandemic time and then some. But I also
all the ho ho ho's have to stay at home.
Yeah, we're not salty. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but I also have this cute little sign thing that says "'Tis the
Mhm.
season to be jolly," and it looks like a chalkboard written, and it's in like white and red, and it's adorable. I love it. And then last but absolutely not least, because I actually got something in honor of WAF, but I have this little
Okay.
Christmas tree. And
Uh-huh.
on it, I have my favorite decoration of all time that I keep in my room all year long. And it's because it's literally me. It is this it's this mermaid, and the mermaid, she's brown, just like me. In case you're listening and you
So
didn't know,
cute.
I am Latinx. I identify Latinx. And she has pink hair, and I've had pink hair, and she has a star on her forehead. And like,
Titlali.
exactly. My middle name is Citlali, which is Nahuatl for star. And then
Mhm.
she like has glitter because like yes, glitter. But also
Yeah.
she has a tutu, so she's a dancer. So she's literally me. And when I was at the store the other day, behind the scenes, Bay and
Uh-huh.
I refer to WAF, like we refer to like our followers as waffles. And I found this really freaking cute waffle ornament, and it
Oh
has like this pink
my
glittery
god.
cream on it and berries, and I was like, but the pink glittery cream, I was just like, this is so WAF.
And the
um
bear,
it's so cute, right?
it's me. Well, no, that's just a berry.
It's first of all, it's us because
It's
glitter.
us. Yeah. And
But
pink.
also, yeah, no, I fun little story. When I was at the store, I had another one of these, and I
Mhm.
accidentally bumped the little sign over there into it, and it cracked
Uh-oh.
open. And I got like, I didn't want to get yelled at, so I just left it in the aisle and went and grabbed another one. I feel like a little bad about it because like I just don't like to get yelled at, guys. I cry when people yell at me. Like I can't help it. I'm an emotional ass bitch. In case you're like, oh, I bet she's a Pisces. No, I'm an Aquarius, but my moon is in Pisces. And if you're like,
Mhm.
what does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Don't worry about it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my little tree. I have an actual Christmas tree in my room because I'm holly jolly. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Christmas.
But
You,
what's your
you couldn't
setup?
wait for Christmas.
No, I can't.
Okay.
What is your setup? Because it looks so cute.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to show you what my little setup is. So what you guys see right here, I got to be careful because I bumped it earlier and it fell down, and I'm not trying to have that happen again.
No.
So I'm going to start with the biggest one. Over here, we have this house that says Merry Christmas. My mom got this for me, and I was here for it. You know what, guys? I don't know if anyone listening or watching was one of these girls growing up. I definitely was a Barbie girl, a Bratz girl. I loved playing with dolls, and one of my favorite Christmas gifts as a kid was this big ass dollhouse that my parents got me. Santa got me, and so
Dollhouses were
and
the best. I had a
and
big dollhouse
it
too.
was so big, and the only thing is that I think it was meant. I don't know what kind of dolls it was meant for, but the Barbie didn't fit on the bed. But whatever, right? I used to lay her down sideways. Anywho, so
Wait, that was a situation with my dollhouse too. The Barbies were like just a little too long.
yeah, they're
It's
too
for the
tall.
kids.
And I'm like, yeah, I was like, why doesn't the Barbie fit on the bed? But anyway, poor Barbie didn't get enough rest. I had to like lay her down sideways. So I laid her down sideways. The point is, it was, I don't know, it was one of my favorite Christmases, waking up and opening that dollhouse up and being so happy with that dollhouse. So when I saw this, it reminded me of that. I was like, a house, it looks like a dollhouse. I had to. So I
Mhm.
put it up. It's so Christmas and festive. I'm kind of low key wish it wasn't Christmas and festive because that way I could display it year round. But but this is so cute. Then I got this little Christmas tree over here that has candy canes. This is like a fun fact about me. The two things that I like about the holidays, the only two things probably. I'm not to say that I hate the holidays, but it's more of like I am a spooky person at heart. Halloween will always reign superior to me. So
I love Halloween.
the two things I like are gingerbread and peppermint. Those are my two favorite things about the holidays. And so this one has candy canes on it. I'm a huge sucker for candy canes. I love to just eat them. So this is just a tree with candy canes. Then I got this little stuffed moose over here. He's so cute. He's so like wintry. I don't know. Something about him is so wintry. Then I got this little candle here because I didn't know what else to put on the setup, to be
Mhm.
honest. Uh, and that's it. That's all I got. I have no crazy fancy ornaments, unfortunately. But I should get some now that I saw the
It's so
yeah.
cute. I love it. It's so cute. Also, I love the moose. It's so appropriate for the time. I'm here for them. Does the moose have a name?
I like to call him Muffins.
Oh,
Yeah, I just sound like he kind of seems like a Muffins to me. Also, I just said he. He also gives me male energy, so it's a he, and he just looks so cozy. Also, I wish you guys could touch this. He's very, very soft. So this is one of my favorite plushies.
yay. Oh my God, that's awesome. All right. How you doing, by the way? I just like
Um,
check in. How you doing
I
this
am doing good. I am having I'm gonna ask you in a bit, what are you having? I am having a hot cocoa, not a chai, because I'm really chilly. As you guys can tell, I'm sniffling here. And I'm just really cold. And so I was like, oh, I'm having a cinnamon hot chocolate. It's really good.
Oh.
And it's cozy and warm, and that's what's in the cup. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good, I'd say. Aside from the sniffliness, I'm happy that it's the weekend. I got through the work week, which I'm like, yes. As you guys have seen, if you guys follow us on our Instagram pages, on the stories, on Feel Good Friday, I never stop talking about the weekend. I'm always like, it's the weekend, it's the weekend, it's the weekend. And you're probably wondering, what is it that you do on the weekend that you're so excited? Like, are you going out? No, I am not, because it's a pandemic, but not even. I just love the
Especially
fact,
now.
yeah, I'm like, I just love the fact that I have free time. I have like nothing to do. I love not feeling like I'm pressed for like I just like to decompress. So I love doing that on weekends, and I love to kind of shut off my brain. I used to do this when I was in school too, even though I should have been doing essays and doing all that stuff and being productive. But I used to be like, nah, I turn my brain off on the weekends. And so, yeah, so I'm in a good mood. What about you? How are you doing?
I am burnt out a little bit.
Hmm.
We didn't have a podcast up last week, which actually was supposed to be this podcast. We had another one recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, over the Thanksgiving break, my computer caught a virus. So I have two laptops, but the one that I'm using right now does not function without the charger being plugged in. She's old. I've had her for like 7-8 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, the other one caught a virus. So my friend who's an engineer, shout out to Oliver, is helping me.
Oliver.
Yeah, is helping me figure that out. Has been, oh God, a godsend, because I'm not like, I'm like social media tech savvy, but not like actual computer stuff. Like I don't know too much about that.
Same.
But
That.
so that kind of sucks. Also, like, I'm a student. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm a sociology student, and I it's finals. It's finals time. So I have just been writing essays, doing homework nonstop. My sleep schedule is fucked. I go to sleep like at 5 or 6 in the morning, damn near every day, and it's not good for me. I'm well aware. I can't wait for finals to be over, because I'm taking 2 weeks off of everything, everything
That's
from,
like your weekend. Yeah.
oh my
You gotta
God,
turn your brain
yeah.
off.
No school. We're not doing WAF during that time either, because we want to allow time to be human, right? So, and
Hmm.
enjoy the holiday season. Also, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa to anyone who's celebrating anything besides Christmas, because y'all are
Yes.
fucking valid. Yes,
Yes. Happy
holiday season.
holidays. Yeah.
Christmas is not the only holiday. Also, I'm also taking a break from, God, what else? School. Yeah, I got 2 weeks where I'm literally just gonna like, I'm gonna get my life. I'm gonna get my life. I'm a busy bee, and so I always I have this really awful habit of just like signing up for everything, because I'm trying to be Superwoman or something. And this last time, I finally think I learned my lesson. And I'm like, I'm spreading myself way too thin. I keep doing this to myself. I keep burning out. I have a really, really hard, my thing is, I have a really hard time saying no. The other day on a call with Jennifer, she had to like essentially virtually hold my hand as I said no for the first time to something. And I literally cried. I don't know if any of you guys struggle with saying no. I am a little bit of a people pleaser. I know it's not a good thing. It's something I'm working through in therapy. And my therapist actually had me write out a list of all of the things that I do, all of my responsibilities and things I'd like to do. And next week, we're going to dissect that list and start eliminating things that I am spreading myself way too thin on. So, but Bay had to hold my hand and help me send that message out, because I literally cried. I was so afraid that the person was going to be upset or disappointed in me because I couldn't help them the way that I wanted to, because I just didn't have time. And so I'm really looking forward to this break, because I need to make some major changes in my life. I need to put my mental health first, because these last few months, especially since I started school, if I'm being very honest, it's been like I've been having a mental breakdown what feels like every week or every other week. And I just can't, I can't keep doing it to myself. I'm very, very, very exhausted. I'm socially exhausted. Um,
Yeah.
and it's because I'm doing a lot of healing work, which I'm really happy about. Like, I'm going inwards and really working on my insecurities and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm at. I'm not to say that like everything is gloomy and everything is sad. No, there's like a lot of beauty in it. I'm spending time with my family.
Of
I got my
course.
daughters, my dog, going for walks and all that stuff. All of you guys know, sadly, we are going back into shelter in place as of I believe
Mhm.
Sunday.
As
The
yeah,
Yeah, Sunday the what day is it today?
today's the 6th, Sunday the 7th, I believe,
Sunday the 7th. So by the
at
time you
10
guys have seen
p.m.
this, we're already back in shelter in place. To be
Mm-hmm.
honest, it's not that much of a difference for me. I don't go out that much. I live in a home where we're being a little bit more firm
Yeah.
going out. So I haven't been socializing the way most people have been, which I don't have an issue with. So this transition for me is going to be easy. So I'm kind of excited about that because like,
Honestly, same. Outside of work, yeah, like I really haven't been, so, again, I'm like naturally an introvert, so I naturally just stay home. It's just that everybody's here now, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's really not much of a change for me. I am somebody who, tends to just stay home most of the time or tend to be like on my own. But not too many changes aside from work. I will probably still be going to work. Despite shelter in place doesn't really affect my job because the services that my job provides. I guess I'm not sure if we're deemed essential workers, but there's services that cannot be stopped during this time, so we have to continue. But yeah, and it's nothing much changed. The only thing that will change is the occasional trip to Target. Although that has been changing because, like I said, I like to be alone. I don't like people. I don't like people, guys. I don't like crowds. I don't like to be around people that I have to navigate like this. I don't like that. So I have not been going. Actually, it's taken away from my love of shopping because there's so many people out there holiday shopping, and I'm like, no, this is around the time where I actually don't spend as much. Because I mean, of course, I buy gifts and whatnot, but I don't spend as much because I don't like to be in stores. I don't like to be in stores. It stresses me out right now.
mhm.
So yeah, that's what I'm pretty much doing. I know I had another point of something you said, but I can't remember.
Oh, well, whenever it comes to you, this has
Yes.
also been the longest intro. Welcome to our lives, guys. This is how we are. But why don't we go ahead and jump right in
Yes, but
to
first,
our
first,
diary?
first,
Yes.
I want to show you something.
Oh, show
Yeah, I
me.
forgot to. Yeah, you were showing me the little like the waffle, and I was thinking, oh my god, I have something to show you too, and I completely forgot. But I want to show you my socks. Okay, hang on.
Sock
In the
cam.
sock cam right now. So let me see if I can do it. I'm wearing jeans, so I'm not as flexible as I usually am. Okay, I'm gonna try it. All right, these are my socks.
Oh, I'm going to describe them. So,
Yeah.
for those of you who are listening to our podcast, Bay is wearing these really cute, what I would call not ankle socks. They're like crew socks
Uh huh.
essentially. They're gray, they're beautiful gray, and they have this like ruffly lace thing at the very top. They are adorable. They are very, very like frilly and girly, but also like in a muted tone.
Mhm.
They're fucking cute, girl. They're
I
cute.
love these Philly socks. The reason why I wanted to show you is because the holiday season, they're not holiday-ish, but they remind me. I don't know if any of you guys were these kind of girls. I was this kind of girl who, the moms would dress you up in some kind of little dress or some kind of little outfit and always complete with the frilly socks that always itched because those socks were uncomfortable to
I
me
hated
because of
those
my eczema.
socks.
The frilly socks, I love them. I love them now, but as a kid, I hated those socks. But the little frilly socks and the little, like, what are those shoes called with the little strap? Yeah,
They're like ballet flats or similar
they're
to
like
ballet
that, something
flats,
like
but
that,
like
yeah.
with a little bit of like a heel.
Yeah, they're a little bit of a heel and they have a little
I know
strap over
exactly
them.
what you're
Yeah.
talking about. They had
And
them in
so
like black most of the
and
time.
they're shiny.
Yes.
I had a white pair and I had a black pair. They were cute. At the time, I was like, "Mom, I want to play. I don't want to wear this dress." And I was honestly, I'm notorious in my family for as a child always having had to take off the dress or literally eventually like strip down to like my little shorts and like my tank top underneath and just be cold, or somebody would let me borrow like a sweater or some pants or something. I just run around because I would take those dresses off because hashtag eczema, the little material in those dresses would always make me itch, and so that
Yeah.
always happens. But these socks always remind me of like holiday season because that's when I would put them on for like the little picture and then I'd strip down and play with
Oh,
my friends. But
that's
I
so
love
cute.
those socks.
Nice. I will show you my socks too, and in
Sock
turn, I guess
cam.
sock cam. These aren't well, they're kind of they're not necessarily Christmas socks. I'm pretty sure my mom got them for me around Christmas. My mom is the type of person that will buy you Christmas themed stuff and give it to you on Christmas. And I've had to tell, I love my mom, but I've had to tell her, Mom, if you're gonna get us Christmas stuff, do not give it to us on Christmas because we can't wear it until next holiday season. I want to wear it now. Anywho, I got these fun socks. Also, these are leggings.
Ooh. Yes, she's got, okay, so first I want to describe the leggings. She has like these sparkly, glittery leggings. I want to know what they feel like. Are they like chunky glitter? Are they just painted on? What kind of glitter is it?
You know, like in the 90s when we all had those kind of like dresses that had this like not glitter, but it felt like, because they're not glitter. They're like they look like glitter, but it's like this film on top of your clothes that has this like gray silver.
I have a top like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a silver like film thing on top of black.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but like I had shirts like this.
Those are cute. I think I have a shirt.
And they're really comfy and warm.
Oh, I must start wearing that shirt. I have a shirt like that. Okay, so she has leggings like that. And then she's got these fuzzy socks. They're so cute. They're chunky. They are knitted in gray and white. The white is like a fluffy, furry. I don't know how to describe it. Sorry, guys. I'm horrible describing this. And I can't see what that is in the middle. Is that
a bow tie?
Oh, it's a little bow tie. And what's that gray thing?
It's a sheep.
Oh, it's a little sheep.
And they are indoor outdoor socks. Or they're not indoor outdoor socks. They're socks that you could wear around the house instead of shoes.
Ah, they're fufas. They're a sock.
Kinda. Yeah,
they're
a sock fufa. A sofufa. For those of you who haven't seen the podcast where I talk about fufas, fufas are short for pantuflas, which in Spanish means slippers. And as a kid, I just used to shorten it. I shortened a lot of things and I called them fufas. And some people might call them fufas too, but I call them fufas.
So that's a safufa. I love that.
Safufa.
Okay, so now we did that sock cam. Let's go ahead and jump into reading our diary entries. Let's go ahead and talk about the diaries. Let me start with mine.
Okay.
So I got my two different personalities here.
Nice.
I got the dark one and the little pink one. So this one right here was actually my journal in high school. I wrote in this, I believe my objective was to have people read it. But to this day, no one really read it. But that's why it's written. And if anyone ever reads this, it's written in a way where like there's prompts in there. It totally, although it has names in it, I guess I was being bold and writing about people flat out, knowing that someone was going to read this. So this one was called The Diary of the Rambunctiously Soft-Spoken. That was I meant to make a cover for it, but I never got around to it.
That's such a cute name.
Thank you. It's totally falling apart. I had to add some duct tape because it's falling apart. And I had I had things like glued into it of all the things that I went to. I cut stuff out of magazines. I'm trying to find a page that doesn't have people's pictures on them.
Does that say Arrow on the back?
Oh yeah, I don't know what this was for, but it's like a random sticker that I got and I stuck it on there.
It's a clothing brand.
Yes. I don't know why I had that sticker, considering that I did not wear these clothes. But that's what it says. And then like there's like random things here, like I went to a play, so I stuck the little like pamphlet thingy inside. And so what I did is I didn't have a Tumblr. So I instead took prompts off of Tumblr, like they had those 30-day challenges. I'm so sorry, Muffins. I just hit him in the face. And I used to just kind of write about the stuff. Like it'd say day 1, write about this. And I used to write about it in my journal and everything. So that was this journal. And then I have this one over here, which is my post-grad one. This is after I graduated high school. Honestly, there's like maximum 6 entries in this one. And this one was my private diary. This one was not meant to be read. But I wanted to write it similar style to that one in the sense that I decorated it and I wanted to glue things in and tape things in. And that's what I did. This one only has a couple of diary entries, but it's so cute. It's little, like, let me describe it to the, I didn't have even describing it. It's pink and has little polka dots on it, and it has a big J, J for jealous. J for just kidding.
Tell me where the lie's at, though. Tell me where the lie's at.
So that what that one was. And the other one, the high school one, was just a regular composition book. That's what I wrote in. So yeah, those are my 2 journals that I'll be reading from.
I have my high school journals. Those are the ones that I'm going to be reading from. I named my journals. This one is Lily.
Uh-huh.
And for those of you who are listening, it is just a spiral bound small journal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pink, and it has a bunch of, and then it has like this green background with leaves and pink flowers on it.
So
That
cute.
is Lily. That is the very beginning of high school. And this is like, I think towards the end of high school.
Ooh.
Her name is Zebra, obviously. For those of you who are listening, she is zebra print. And she just has this
She
like
says
really
pink.
big, yes, she has
Yeah.
this pink strip across. Also, I don't know if you guys remember those journals that had, or notebooks in general, that had like a like this like band that like would hold your journal closed together. Well, mine is super stretched out. You could go around maybe twice on there, yeah, twice through, because it just got really stretched out. It's like super super old.
Those look like they contain like juicy content, and I love that you named your you named your diaries and journals too, because I did. Like I mentioned, the mine was the diary of the rambunctiously soft spoken. The pink one does not have a name. I never named it, but I'm currently writing one right now that I wanted to write when I was started reading that one from high school, and I remember that I was like, man, I wish that I could talk to my younger self and tell her all these things that I now know. So I'm writing one right now that's called "It's Okay, I'm from the Future." And so that one is so cool. I honestly, I'm starting it and I keep dropping it and starting and picking it back up. But I'm so excited to write that one. That one's one of my
Oh
probably favorite.
my God, that's such a freaking good name.
Thank you.
It's okay, I'm from the future.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like time travel. I love
Yeah,
that.
I like time travel, sci-fi stuff sometimes. So yeah.
Nice, nice. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start. At the beginning of every one of my journals, I always did an info page.
Mhm.
And this was just kind of like a get to know me thing. And so I guess I'll read like the intro. But it
Okay.
says, Daniela's diary. Hi, your name is Lily. And my name is Daniela Citlali Malque Ramirez. Very Latina of me, all of my last names. I could give more. You will know all of my secrets, everything, and at least freshman year. But you are definitely my friend. Through the ups and the downs of freshman year. Love, Danny. With a Y, by the way, already. Um, okay, so my info. I wrote this on August 13th, 2008. So this is right before I started my freshman year of high school.
Mhm.
Name Daniela Ramirez, open parentheses, legally, close parentheses.
Oh my goodness.
At the time, I'll name them. At the time, my best friends, Camelia, Wendy, and my cousins, Yessie and Monica. My fave colors, hot pink, lemon, orange, neon. Mhm.
Wow, so
Which
colorful.
is not too far off from today, because I still like different shades of that. I
Mhm.
like me a like fuchsia magenta pink,
Mhm.
um like still a lemon yellow, but like a sherbet orange, like a more pastel-y
Mhm.
tone, very similar to the waff colors actually.
Yes.
I guess
As
it,
you guys can see the influence of us in the WAF. Because I
yes,
wonder what color I am.
yeah. And actually, if you blend all three of those colors, I learned that you get peach, which is my actual favorite color. But the breakdown of what makes those colors are also my favorite color. Sports, dance, and cross country. So food, Mexican and Chinese, which remains mostly true. Except I would just say like my favorite food now is like Asian food. I love Asian food, and obviously I love Mexican. Race, well, technically ethnicity, but I didn't know the difference back then. Half
Mood.
Mexican, half Mexican, half Peruvian. Why does it say? Oh, it's a winky face that goes.
You were like, what's semicolon D?
Yes, semicolon D. Ah!
Oh my goodness.
That's hilarious. Okay, love to dance, design, clothes, and sing. Music, Latin, pop, hip hop, all kinds except country and heavy metal.
Ooh, ouch.
But,
Felt attacked by that last one.
sorry, it's also still true. It's just not my cup of tea.
Mhm.
Flavor, because I always like to give a flavor to everything and everyone. Like, what kind of flavor is this person? I always refer to myself as sour, because I'm like sour than sweet.
I love that. What flavor am I? I'm sorry.
Um,
Interrupting.
you're good. I was gonna say sweet, but I actually know you. So I would say, oh, you know what you are? You're
Mhm.
like those spicy paletas. Like you spicy, but you're sweet underneath.
I love that.
Because
Spicy
you are such a
paleta.
sweetie, but you are definitely more chaotic in some ways than I am, and more confrontational, and like te gusta la mala vida.
Yeah. There's some fire there, guys. There
For
is.
sure.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then style, retro, birthday. Am I going to disclose the whole thing? Yeah, sure. I don't give a fudge. February 12, 1994. Do the math. 7:12 a.m. at Kaiser in San Francisco. Fam, dad, mom, not even their names. Dad, mom,
Oh my god.
bros, Frank, Gianluca, Marco. School, Pinole Valley High School. Fave artists. Oh, fave artists at the time when I was 14 at this time. Pee Wee, Enrique Iglesias, Lil Wayne, Aventura, Mariah Carey, Selena, and Shakira. Those were my favorite.
Aww.
Oh my god, yeah, Lil Wayne. This was the time of like the Lollipop song
Mm-hmm.
and Amelie. Those are my songs. And Aventura. So for those of y'all who knew, my love for bachata, freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Love me.
Bachata that was destined.
Bachata was destined. Now let's get into the juice. Let's get into the
Yes.
tea, because
Get
yes,
into it.
I am gonna spill some tea. All right, I'm gonna be replacing.
Excited.
Okay. Okay. Friday, August 22nd, 2008. Dear Lily. I'm sorry. I'm gonna read this the way I wrote this, which was the way I
Okay.
talk sometimes.
Oh no.
If there's one thing I hate is when someone gives up on me. 2 nights ago, when Bob and I were talking on the phone, I was really stressed out and confused. Unlike the night before, we only talked for 2 hours. Open parentheses.
Only.
Open parentheses. 5 hours was the night before. Close parentheses. Once we got off, he sent me a text. It read, Daniela, it hurts me to say this, but I think I'm too much stress on you. So I'm going to leave you alone. Wow, this is the second time I cry because I know that I lost you and that you're not going to text back. So just know I'll always love you. Love with a L-U-V.
Love.
Y'all, I got dumped via text message. This was my boy
Yo.
right before freshman year, yo.
Yo.
Yo. Back into character. I started crying because it pained me that he gave up on me so easily. On the plus side, I decided that him sending this text had me decided to move on.
Huh?
I don't know. There's like a word that looks like me that I cannot decipher. I think it's me. Maybe it's and. Decided to move on. Yesterday, he tried calling me twice and texted me, but I didn't pick up.
Ooh, a woman decide when a woman makes up her mind.
Listen, yo, listen. I did not get broken up with very often. I haven't been broken up with in over like 12 years. This was one of the last times. Back into character.
Yes.
Well, school starts on Tuesday, freshman year at Pinole Valley. At first, I was really nervous, but then I was excited, and now it's mixed. I'm excited because before I even started school, I loved it. Plus, the concept of going to high school is exciting, but scary at the same time. Thus, the nervous part of my emotions. It's not my first time going to a new school, but I seem to always feel intimidated by older students. Also, I don't know if my dad's going to be able to give me a ride to and from school anymore. And I don't want to take the bus to school. I don't mind from. So I didn't mind taking the bus home, but I didn't want to take it to school. Well, GTG, open parentheses, gotta go, close parentheses, bye-byes.
Oh my goodness.
Love, Danny.
Wow. Okay, as somebody just popped into my head. As somebody who had to take the bus to school, man, it sucked. I don't blame you. I didn't mind from school either, but taking the bus to school sucked. It was like a formula for looking terrible. I always had to get up early and never had any time to think about what I was gonna wear because I had to take the bus and it sucked. I hated the bus.
Yeah, I just was like, I'm not a morning person. Not a morning person, still not a morning person. I didn't know this at the time though. I just like didn't want to be late and I
Mhm.
was nervous about that. And like growing up, when we moved to Pinole, my elementary school is like just a few blocks away, like maybe 3 blocks from my house. And the middle school is like 3 blocks in the other direction. I live
Mhm.
right in between. I was walking distance. It took me no more than, sorry, the block differences were like slightly different, but it took me no more than like 5 to 10 minutes to get from either place. So like
Mhm.
I had it pretty easy when I started walking to school. But high school was on the other side of town. So
Yes.
walking, because I did walk sometimes, because bitches love to walk. Anywho, um, it was like 40-minute walk. So I
Ugh.
never walked to school. Thankfully, my dad did end up taking me. And then also like my older brother didn't go to, he's my half brother. So he didn't go to school with me. He went to school in Novato.
Mhm.
And then my brother, who's like a year younger than me, was still in middle school. So it was like the situation of at this point, my parents were taking one to elementary school, one to middle school, and one to high school. So
Wow.
yeah, but like the middle
Uh,
school and the elementary one could technically go by themselves. Well, not the elementary school one. He was in first grade.
oh no, no, he couldn't. Oh, a
Mm-mm.
baby.
Yeah, but we had people at home to like walk him to school or something. But like
Mhm.
I was the furthest, so I wasn't sure how that was gonna work. I think I did end
Mm.
up getting dropped off because um I was a little brat and I don't want to take the bus. Did not want to take the
Ah.
bus, and I was all like, people, adults, me scared. Yeah.
My parents have always worked in the city, so I've always had to find means to get to school by myself. So I've either had to walk or I had to take the bus, and so I did not like taking the bus though. It was not fun. So I feel you on that. But girl, get getting dumped through text. I also love them.
Wait, no, he didn't dump me. I just remembered. Okay, I totally forgot that this was here. Okay, this Bob guy,
Uh-huh.
the situation with him. We had been like boyfriend and girlfriend. I think he was like my main boyfriend in 8th grade. Because listen, your girl has had many relationships. Many she doesn't count anymore, really. But this guy was like the one that I would definitely count. Like we were together for a few months. Um, and over the summer, he started what we call now ghosting me. He just would like fucking peer for like weeks. And I'm like, the fuck is going on? And I remember the night before he sent this text message. Um, was this the night before? Yeah. The night before he sent this text message, I was on the phone with my cousins crying about it because he had finally texted me or called me or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my cousins were like, you need to break up with him. Like they were
Oh.
like they like forced me, but like also I should have. So I'm like glad they
Mm-hmm.
did. But they were like, you need to break up with him. Like you're like he's treating you like shit. Like girl, you don't need this shit, right? Like modern day
Ooh.
attitude of what like a lot of women are these days. But they're like, you need to
Yeah.
break up with him. And they were like, you're gonna call him, you're gonna break up with him, and you're gonna call us back. And I think actually, if I remember correctly, they were on three-way silently, maybe. If I remember, because we used to do that shit. We used to do that shit. We would call and one of us would be silent or something,
Oh my
which is so
god.
bad. It's so bad, I know, but like I think it was their way of
I'm
holding
here
me.
for it.
Yeah, it
Because
was
you
their
know
way
what?
of
I never
holding
had that
me.
experience.
Yeah, it was their way of holding me like what is it, liable? It was like a liability. Yes.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And so that's what happened. And I called back and I cried. And I think we still talked a little bit afterwards. And this was him saying he was gonna leave me alone. Because yeah, I was just like, what is going on? Like, um, yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
You didn't write that. You were like
Well, no, because I just started this
Yeah.
I had just started this one. This was that story is
Wow.
probably that story is very likely in my last diary that got stolen. So
Oof.
yeah, I have a diary that was stolen from my house.
Someone's worst nightmare, the diary getting stolen.
Yeah, and the worst part is like I know exactly who it was. But I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
Water under the bridge now.
My
But
stories were never leaked. Also, it was like I like I'm such a like it's gonna seem in the next diary entry that I'm not that innocent, but besides that, I'm like I was a very innocent person. I didn't drink or like smoke or anything like that. The worst thing I ever did was just have boyfriends. I was very boy crazy, very, very boy crazy.
Aw. As you will see in my entry that I'm going to write, that was not the case with me. I was not very boy crazy. At this point, I didn't know I was demisexual at this point. I didn't know.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't know I was bisexual, or I was, I was suppressing it and filling it with boys so that I wouldn't entertain the thought.
Why?
So that's why I was boy crazy.
I had a lot of okay, picking something to read out of this one was really hard because I was like, when I was thinking about it originally, I was like, this is so funny, like this is gonna be so funny, I can't wait to like look through these and laugh. I looked at him and I was like, yo, these are low-key depressing. So I was like, so yeah, that's my experience. All right, so I'm gonna pick one too. Since you talked about love life and whatnot, we're gonna talk about my love life at this point. So because this does not have any dates on it, and I did say high school. For me though, this was towards the end of my high school years. This was between my junior year and senior year. So I would believe that I'm like 16, 17 when I wrote this. Okay, so just so you guys know, there are no dates on here. Like I said, they just have days. They go like day 1. So let me read you what the prompt was. I used to like having prompts. Like I said, it's like as if I didn't do enough writing in like AP Lit or whatnot. I was like, oh, I guess I got to write and I got to have prompts for my journal too. All right. So day 1, this is what the prompt was. Your current relationship. If single, discuss how single life is. So let's see what my 16-year-old self said. Okay. Oh, there is a date. Oh, this is the only one that has a date. It says November 1st, 2011. Okay, so this is senior year. It's a senior year.
Oh, so you had just turned 17.
I just turned 17 then. Okay, so it says, day 1. Currently, I am single. I have never had a real boyfriend. What can I say? I guess the right one just hasn't come along yet. Or maybe hang on. Or maybe I'm really not lucky. Things seem to never quite work out for me. The person either moves away or something always happens. I never used to mind much. I always thought of it as freedom, but lately it doesn't seem so great. Maybe it's because it seems to happen to everyone else but me. I was always afraid to commit to something. I wasn't sure I would turn up well in the end. Or worse, I was afraid to fall in love. Dun, dun, dun. But I've decided to take risks this year. I want to always live in fear. If it happens, it happens. If not, well, then that's cool too. Who knows? Maybe when it happens, it'll be wonderful. Or just plain horrible. I'm not going to lie though. I do feel somewhat jealous when I see couples holding hands. Or worse, at the end of movies where the guy always ends up with the girl. I tear up, and when I see such cute movies like The Sound of Music or any Disney movie, I think to myself, why can't life feel like that? But life is not a movie, unfortunately. So for now, I'm single. Then I have a pros and cons list. God,
Ooh.
yes. God, okay, just so y'all know, let's keep in mind that I'm 17, okay? Some of these things, I'm like, Jesus Christ. All right, so
also real quick, super insightful of you to be like, life is not a movie, because I did not realize that at the I did not. I was living in this la la land that love really worked the way that these movies did. Like I've always been a hopeless romantic, but like delusionally hopeless.
I think that's sweet. Too many bad things happened to me. And I also had a lot of body image issues, like we talked about in like the body dysmorphia episode, that I internalized. So I used to think, oh, it's not a movie because I look like this. And so that's what made me, I guess, grounded in reality, but that's not really good either. That was very negative. So the list, pros, freedom. You don't have to please or impress anyone. You can Sorry, you keep your feet on the ground. You can go to school looking crappy.
You should be able to do that anyway, but
all right, no drama. When people complain about their love life, you can't help but be relieved. Oh my God. No need to change yourself for anyone else. And then the last one, no breakups. So that was my pros list. Let's look at the cons.
You know what? I'm like here for half of it. Half of it, I was just like, yes, hell yes. And then the other half, I was just like,
the relief part, I was like, ouch.
Hilarious.
I had friends. Okay, majority of my friends all had boyfriends, and so like I was the only one who didn't have boyfriends, and so that one I was like, ouch. I mean, was I sure that I wanted people to read this? All right, so let's get into the cons. It says, cons: you cry at those type of movies. That was true. I am not somebody who cries, but in high school, I couldn't watch movies where like the main characters like fell in love because I used to cry.
Is
Um,
that why you don't like rom-coms?
I don't think it's that much. I just don't see them. Now I have this weird feeling in my chest when I see rom-coms. I don't think it's crying, but it's a little I don't know if it's crying. I don't know what the feeling is, but it's not crying. No, back then, at the end, I would cry. And I'd be like, oh, and it wasn't rom-coms. It was like, again, like The Sound of Music. Like, that's not a rom-com, but I used to cry at the end of that. I cried, I think, at the end of Aladdin, too. Like, Jasmine, I don't know. Something was, yeah, I mean, I know what was up there, but I used to be like, aha, so I was low-key lonely. All
Okay.
right, it says, low self-esteem, quotes, if no one has been interested in me, there must be something wrong with me, unquote.
Aw.
No reason to wake up for in the morning. Ouch. Um, you don't have a date to anywhere. Love songs make no sense. No one to get all happy about when they call or text you. People look at you all weird or like you're a little kid when you say you've never had a boyfriend before.
Aw.
And then I have a PS here. PS. I'm not bitter or sad whenever Valentine's Day comes along, but I try to avoid it sometimes. I'm all right being single. It's not all that bad and it's not all that great, but I never let it control my life. And that was my little postscript. So that was my
I
take
love
on
that last part. I don't
it.
let it control my life. I know a lot of, especially now in our age, because we're like mid to me approaching late 20s. You see,
Mm-hmm.
Daniela does this thing where when we get to like November, December, I no longer say my age. I just say what I'm going to be. So like I'll like nowadays, like you're not gonna hear me say, oh yeah, I'm 26. I say I'm gonna be 27 in February.
I am so dead.
So I'm like very obsessed with my birthday, just so y'all know. So like be ready for the podcasts in February because I can't wait. Anywho, we're gonna do all of Danielle's favorite topics. Point is, which I have not even discussed with her, but I'm like announcing now.
Yeah, in my head I was like, okay. I found out the same time y'all did.
Anywho, God, what the hell was my point? I do this all the time.
About letting single life control your life.
Oh yes, I know a lot of women, especially in our age, because I mean, not especially, not especially. Our generation is a bit different. We're not so focused on marriage, but there are still some people that are a little bit more old fashioned, and we're at the age where people are like getting married, having kids, and so like a lot of single people are very much like um I'm trying to use my words carefully. They're really
Bitter.
focused. Yes, bitter is one of them. But I was going to say they're very focused on finding a partner rather than just kind of letting life happen. And I know a lot of people that it
It's
turns
difficult.
into, yeah, it turns into the center of the life. I'm not trying to shame anybody who is
Of
that way.
course not.
Like,
No, no,
because
no.
like, listen, last year I was having so much fun dating. Like, it's a lot of fun. It is. But I wasn't so concerned with like an end result type thing. But there is a lot of people who like it does. I've noticed it tends to dictate their life. And it makes me a little sad because I used to be like that. I did. I was very much like, hmm?
That I was like, actually, sorry, I was moving my cup because it's getting chilly in here, and I'm about to throw on a blanket. Y'all are gonna see that in a second. But anywho, yeah, like actually, that I would honestly say that was my experience. At that time that was written too. Because of course there is that like high school experience of wanting to have boyfriends and whatnot, and like I mentioned, the fact that you said you were boy crazy. You're not the only one. Maybe people just didn't want to admit it, but there was a lot of people who were boy crazy or girl crazy. And so.
Yeah, I
That's
was just really actively boy crazy. Like I
yeah.
jumped from relationship to relationship. I just didn't like to be alone. I thought that love was going to solve my problems. I thought that finding romantic
Mhm.
love was going to make me happy. And it wasn't until I was married and I had someone who loved me and who I loved very, very dearly that I
Mhm.
realized, oh, I'm still not happy. Like I'm happy, but like the things I thought would be healed inside me through love, because that's the way that like rom-coms depict it all. Like it's like, oh, you find your knight in shining armor and all the world is well and they're gonna save you and blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
It's not true. Like so now the perception I have personally of love is similar to what you wrote. Like I don't want it to control me. For me, I want to be independent and I want to be with someone who is an addition to my life,
Of
not
course. And
not an essential, not sorry, not I don't want to say that they're not an essential part of my life because I think that's not true either, but
but
like
I think it's more like not the primary focus. And that's another
exactly,
thing
it's
too.
not my
Yeah.
goal. It's not my
Of
goal
course.
to be married again. Would I like to get married again? Yeah, sure.
Of
If
course.
you know,
Yeah.
if I meet the right person and we click well and all that kind of stuff, of course I want to be, but like Otherwise, that's not my goal. My goal is not to have a family anymore.
Yeah. And I
That's
think
just
that
me
that's
personally.
like, of course. And I think that that's like you said, like, I think that's just a mentality maybe that most people tend to be in sometimes. And that's okay. Nothing's wrong with that either. Nothing's wrong with either of them. It's just that, like I said, to me, it was always a different experience because at the time that that was written, I didn't realize I was like demisexual. And it was difficult for me. I did not have the experience of being boy crazy or girl crazy or any kind of relationship crazy. And the thing is that since I didn't pursue those kind of relationships, obviously nobody was really like interested in me, and it made me feel bad about myself inwardly, but I didn't realize that it was just the way that I tend to be in romantic relationships. I'm not somebody who it takes me a long time for me to like someone, and all of my crushes used to be like, I used to be like, I have a crush on that guy over there, like that. And so of course that guy over there was not going to talk to me and much less be my boyfriend. And so, but I used to think, oh my God, all my friends, X, Y, and Z have boyfriends and they also liked a random guy. And how come the random guy talked to them? Because, like, they were more willing to pursue that and to me, it was even hard for me to even find somebody attractive. And so I think that that was what my experience was, and I didn't realize it. And I think it just made me feel bad because it seemed like everybody else was having boyfriends left and right, and I had zero boyfriends. And yeah, the thing I wrote about Valentine's Day is so true. It took me a really long time to be okay with Valentine's Day. I love Valentine's Day now. That is probably my next favorite holiday, aside from Halloween, because I love hearts. I love hearts and I love pink. And I just love seeing when people get together and they get all dressed up for their dates. It is so cute. I love it. I'm like such an enthusiast. I never thought I'd be this person. I literally used to want to not go to school on Valentine's Day because all my friends would carry around their giant teddy bears and I used to feel like so left out. But now
Well,
it took a long time to deconstruct that.
if it makes you feel any better, I used to not like Valentine's Day either because it's 2 days after my birthday, and I always had to specify to my boyfriends that we do not combine my birthday and Valentine's Day. They're two separate things. If you're gonna get me, if gifts is your thing, they're two separate gifts.
Oh
It's
my
not, and they're two separate celebrations. My birthday is not shared. I don't share my birthday. I've had people be
Your
like, "We
birthday again, Danielle? I don't think our viewers and listeners ever heard it. I'm kidding.
February 12th. It's on a Friday this year."
It is,
Um,
guys.
and it looks like I thought I was going to be saved from having a COVID type birthday, but it looks like I'm just in there with all of y'all. My
Join the
27th
club.
birthday is going to be a COVID birthday. Anywho, I'm going to
I'm
get to
also throwing on, yes, I'm throwing on a blanket. It's like plaid. You see, we are still kind of in theme. I'm cold, guys. I'm notorious for being cold all the time. So I have a blanket on. That's what I'm doing.
I'm
Okay, go.
surprised I'm not cold. I think it's because the
Mhm.
sweater's so warm. All right. So this is sophomore year. So it
Uh-huh.
turns out I did write an entire diary for just my freshman year. This is sophomore year. I'm going to read the intro to this one too because it has
Mm-hmm.
one. Sunday, November. Ooh, okay. This is like mid sophomore year.
Uh-huh.
Sunday, November 29th, 2009. Dear Zebra, you and I will become. Hold on. Let me get a little closer. Let's scoot in for you guys. Dear Zebra, you and I will become great friends. You will be my confidant, the one I trust with my secrets. Boy, are you lucky. Kinda. I have a lot to tell you already, but that will have to wait till another day. Here's a little bit about myself. So we're doing the intros again. Let's see what's different, if anything's different. Full name, Daniela Citlali Rosa Marque Ramirez. The Rosa is because I used to be Catholic. I don't really consider myself Catholic anymore. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. Sorry, Mom. But I was confirmed, and when you get confirmed, you pick a name. And my name that I picked was Rosa after Rosa de Lima. Anywho, nicknames, Danny with a Y.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck nickname was this? Who the fuck called me this? Minnie Mouse?
Oh.
Who the fuck called me Minnie Mouse? Did I just want people to call me Minnie Mouse?
Didn't you say Mickey was your husband?
Oh, that's probably why. Yes.
Maybe that's why. Girl, okay, guys, again, reminder. This is not me that I knew Daniela at this time. I was just eavesdropping on all her conversations. That's how I know this. You didn't tell me this. I probably heard it.
You've heard it here first. Simping is the way to a person's heart.
Not
Simp
even
hard.
simping, stalking. Just hang out in doorways and listen to all their conversations.
I just want to give a disclaimer. World of Feryela does not endorse that attitude.
Yes, they do, because Fed is in there. So
No. You are a separate entity there. I'm not getting us into no legal problems. Anywho, it's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Tiny Lil Dancer, TLD. MAMA, which stands for mama, but MAMA because me and one of my really good guy friends to this day, he calls me MAMA and I call him Hijo, or sometimes I call it a Hijo, which is Spanish for son.
Oh.
AC. Why was I AC? Oh my God. Ella's in here. Who the fuck called me Ella back in those days?
Wow.
Oh God, Ella's in here. It has 2 L's though. That's wrong. Fave colors: hot pink, lemon yellow, sherbet orange. So as you can see, closer to the accuracy. Goals, dreams: singer, dancer, pastry chef. Okay. I do love to bake. For those of you who know, I love to bake. Hair and eye color: blackish brown, aka dark chocolate. That is what I refer to my eyes at. I always say my eyes are dark chocolate.
I love that. Dark chocolate, aka dark chocolate.
You guys know my birthday. My birthday's next. Oh, trigger warnings. My height and my weight are in here.
Ooh.
I am going to name it because I don't feel any type of way about this, to be honest. This was when I didn't care about my number so much in these days because let's be honest, I was skinny. Height 5'1". I've only grown 1 inch since then. Weight was 97 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was very small. I was very, very small. I didn't hit 100 pounds, I think, until like my junior year. And I didn't hit anything over 110 pounds until I was like in college. I was very skinny. Very, very skinny. Obsession. Where is the book? Is it here? No. Obsession, Twilight Saga. Which is funny because I'm currently reading the new book, Midnight Sun.
Accurate.
Like I literally take it to the bathroom when I need to go. TMI, but I don't give a fuck when I go poop. I take it to the toilet when I go poop. BFFs, Camellia and Nana. That's what I used to call my friend Danielle. Fave food, cheesecake. I love cheesecake. I make some bomb cheesecakes. Favorite hero does stand to this day, Batman. In the DC universe, yes, I love me Batman. I have like a whole Batman costume. I love Batman. People are like Batman versus Superman. I'm like, Batman. I'm Batman. My idols, Selena. Yes, Selena Quintanilla. I have not started watching the series on Netflix. I will watch. Mariah Carey, because I love me them vocals. I trained my voice to be a very high soprano. I'm a little rusty now though, so you don't hear anything of that. Shakira still. I love Shakira. Love Shakira. Music, all except for heavy metal. I seem to have forgotten country music, but
I thought you like evolved and like
no, because I still don't like country music. Fave song, Hero by Enrique Iglesias. Still true. I love that song. Flavor, sour than sweet.
So you had evolved into the sour.
Yes. Languages, Spanish, English, and French. Oui, j'ai parlé le français un peu. It's been a while, but I took like 4 or 5 years of French. Now let's get into the actual entry. This one's not too long either, but this one's hella juicy. I just want to want to preface this, but you know what? No, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna just be hella authentic and all that stuff. But in case you're like wondering, I was a virgin. Okay, still a virgin in this time. Just in case you're like, oh my god, Daniela, because some of this stuff is really juicy.
This is interesting, guys. I'm like, if you guys are like, where did Fer go? If you're listening, I'm just riveted. I'm here. I'm just riveted. Like by this already. The fact that there have to be a disclaimer. I'm like, this is gonna be a good story.
Okay, here we go. Oh my god. Okay,
gotta get in my comfy blanket. Yeah.
Okay. Tuesday, December 15th, 2009. Dear Zebra, since we've last spoken, things between C and I have just gotten better and better. On Friday, he confessed that he was starting to like me. On Saturday was Snowball, and we was talking. Talking spelled TLKN. Talking.
I love that.
We was talking, but he didn't go. I looked gorgeous. Aw. I love that for me. Thank you. I looked gorgeous. Oh God. 5 guy friends grinding with me. I kind of did with one guy, but I didn't want to. So I made up an excuse that I needed water and rejected him. LOL. back in those days, okay, real quick. Back in those days, like grinding, now people like are like, oh, you don't twerk, but like grinding is like what we like would talk about or whatever. At school dances, everybody was grinding, but it was like if you were talking to someone, or I'm sorry, if you were in a relationship with someone, you don't grind with nobody else, right?
That's hella funny.
And I held that over into most of adulthood until I reached my hoe phase about a year ago. And I remember I was at this bar with my other best friend, Adriana, and this guy started like dancing up on me. And we were grinding, we were twerking. And his friend goes to Adriana and goes, yo, my friend really likes her. Do you think she likes him? And then she goes, nah, she just social dancing. Which is accurate. Now, like if I'm at a club or whatever, like I don't care what my like people I date know that you cannot be jealous to be with me. I love to dance, and like for me now, I don't see it the way I used to see it. I just see it as socializing. But anywho, so I rejected him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So on Saturday or Sunday, he told me that he's really starting to like me. I really like him too. On Sunday, we had a little date. He came to mi casa and we hung out outside from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m.
Ooh, outside.
We decorated the house for Christmas. And we have this snow globe. Man, I loved that snow globe. We just tossed it out last year. It was so conveniently placed so that if anybody went into the garage and tried to see what we were doing, they wouldn't be able to.
I'm dead.
For the record, half of the time we talked and goofed off, and the other half we made out.
Oh my goodness. In your front yard?
Uh-huh.
Oh my
Behind
God.
the snow globe.
All your neighbors were like,
listen, the neighbors across the street don't live there no more. OMJ, which stands for Oh My Jesus. Our first kiss was great and funny. It was so nice, but I stopped to spit out my gum. Ha ha. Yeah. So he's a really good kisser. Why am I saying yeah a lot? I keep saying yeah. So yeah. What the fuck? let me get into character. What would 15
yes.
be like? Yeah. So he's a really good kisser. The funny thing is, I'm 5'1" and he's 6'1". LMFAO. We were making out up against the fence and also pressed up against the wall.
Damn.
Pause. Hold your seat. Are you sitting? Okay.
Yes.
If you're standing, sit your butts down. We were making out up against the fence and pressed up against the wall. At one point, I was losing my balance, so I lifted my leg and wrapped it around his, and he held it. Oh my God. I know. Talk about sexual.
No, my God. You didn't write that, did you?
It's in here. I would show you, but I don't want to. This person follows me on Instagram. No.
It's fine.
There were times when I would just lean my head on his chest and listen to his heartbeat. Ba-boom.
Wow.
Ba-boom. That's what it sounded like. It was loudly pounding against my ears, but somehow very soothing. I slowly memorized its beat. Oh, that's kind of
whoa.
Cute. Oh my God. Very Twilight of me.
It is.
After a while, he took my face, oh my God, and held it in his hands. And he gazed into my eyes. I need that like now, not that person, but like.
Oh my goodness.
That's so cute. Oh my God.
This was intense.
Yeah, no wonder I wrote about this. He ran his fingers through my hair. I did the same. So like on his hair. Then gently kissed my nose. Then my lips. As if he weren't gentle, as if he weren't gentle, I'd be fragile enough. As if I were fragile enough to break. Oh my God, I love that. That's so sweet. Now the next part I can't actually believe I allowed these days.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is he met my mom. Daniela, this is how I set myself up for like people not taking me seriously. It's teenage Daniela, which they should take me seriously, but um she likes him. He wants to meet my dad. That would be interesting. Yesterday when we
Wow.
yep, yesterday when we were texting, I asked, "What do you want for Xmas?" And he
You were,
goes, "Hmm?
you were gonna get him a gift? Sorry, I'm like interrupting.
Oh yeah, totally." So I said, "What do you want for Xmas?" And he goes, "You," he responded. "What do you mean?" "You'll find out." If you ask me, this sounds like he wants to make things official. Um, there are so many things I like about him. He's in show choir, which means, oh God, anyone who is in show choir is going to be able to figure out who this was. Um, wait, where is it? He's in show choir, which means he can sing and dance. He knows how to keep a convo going. He's hilarious. And he really respects my opinion, comma, etc. Oh God. Today we had a performance. I gave C a ride. I almost said the name on accident.
Ooh.
I gave C a ride so that we could hang out at school before it started. Oh my God. So we got there at 6:20. As you can guess, we made out in the back of the school. Today we went a little more public. After lunch, he walked me to halfway to class, then kissed me. We also kissed after school. Oh. After the performance, we were in the music room and there was a good amount of peeps. And he was like, "Babe, I gotta go." Gives me warm hugs, then kisses. Me and a couple of peeps saw. He. Love, Daniela.
Sorry about that, guys. As you can tell in the previous story, it was getting really dark for me, so I turned on some lights. So yeah, you guys, when you watch, if you're watching, you'll see that in Daniela's story, my screen was just getting progressively darker. So I hope this is kind of better. But yeah, but anywho, let's talk about that story. Oh my God, you have the kind of diary entries that I wanted to have, but like nothing like that was happening for me.
Oh my God. Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
this was my sophomore year of high school. And for the most part of this year, I was actually single most of the time. This is like
Mm-hmm.
probably up until now, this is the longest I've been single
Mm-hmm.
in a minute, or like before, because after this, like after my sophomore year was when Daniela just became like a serial relationship person, like more than
A
she, like I was
serial
just very, yeah, just like very back to
Uh,
backy. But yeah, no, I actually really, really liked this guy.
mhm.
Spoiler, I don't know, because I don't know if I'll ever get to the entry that's after that,
Uh-huh.
but during that Christmas break, he got weird and we didn't end up turning into a couple. So
Ooh.
no, he didn't get me for Christmas. I can't remember if I got him a gift or not. I can't
I
remember.
hope you didn't.
But if I
Uh-uh.
did, I didn't give it to him. No, because I do remember that it got weird during Christmas break. And when we came back, he was just being really weird. And I didn't understand what the hell happened at all. I
Uh-uh.
had no clue what happened. Because I was giving out, I always am the kind of person that I'll give out the same energy that you're giving me. Like I can be pretty intense sometimes, but like
Mhm.
I'm intense when people are intense. And so, but God, I just like I read this and I'm just like, oh my God. I love to play with a little. This is again, I was a very, for the most part, innocent kid, but like
Mhm.
where I was a bad kid was just in the fact that I was real boy crazy. I really like
You had
boys.
your boy, five boyfriends,
Yeah,
your
but I'm
boys
just like
over and everything, and
I
yeah, like,
like to play with fire. Just freaking, and you know what the fence that I'm talking about is like right behind this room.
oh my
It's
goodness,
right
I
behind
just
this room. And I'm just like, and I remember it actually very vividly. I completely forgot about it. And right now I'm remembering it. And like to this day, he's one of the best kissers.
no
I
way.
highly doubt
Interesting.
that he's listening to this. And if anybody who can remember who he was, because it was such a brief little time, we dated for a short amount of time, but it was like when we dated, it was really intense. It was
Mhm.
really intense, really fast, but it was a really, really short amount of time. And then he did that thing that guys do, that they switch up, and he switched up. Yeah.
Mm.
So that was kind of a bummer, but It makes for a
But it
juicy,
makes for
juicy
yeah, it
story.
made for
It
a good
makes for a
story.
juicy ass story. This is now, um, let's see, I was 15. This is 11 years later. Almost
My
11 years later.
God. I will say you are ballsy. And in your front yard, girl, well, I'm saying, I used to have always my friends drop me off around the corner. Oh, even if they're walking me, nobody was allowed to walk me to my house, and let alone come to my house. Yeah, I hashtag strict parents. I had really strict parents, and like,
Strict parents too, but I was always the hangout house because our house is so big and we
mhm,
have like a pool. So like everyone always wanted to hang out at our house and I love to
yeah.
host. People who know me, they know that I love to host and I love to throw parties and whatever. I still do. I always have.
I think for me it was more of like you're right. Your house, it's I miss it. I miss your house.
My house misses you too.
Yeah, I
My
miss
room
your house.
transformed and you have not been here.
I haven't seen it. I know. I'm like, I miss your house. Around this time last year, I think I mentioned it. I don't remember if I did it at a different podcast, but I used to just show up like in the morning, like uninvited, unannounced, early in the morning, knowing that she's not a morning person. But I just show up with Chais, I'd
Yeah,
show
my
up for,
brother would open the door for her, or one
yeah,
time she
she's a
even
weird
knocked.
morning person.
Yeah, she knocked on my window because my window's in like the front of the house, and so she just like knocked on my window. I was in bed. One time she showed up and I was like fully asleep, and my brother was cracking up. So she has seen me at my bruja morning because I look like I don't look great when I wake up, y'all. I look um hilarious. I look hilarious. So whoever I end up with for the rest of my life, if that's a thing for me, you get to wake up to just laughter every morning. How fucking
It's
hilarious.
it.
And also I get to know that
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 bad.
person truly loves me.
It is not that bad,
I'm
guys.
exaggerating.
I don't see it, but like I
Not
would show
really.
up with Chais and everything. So I missed your house, and yeah, I will definitely say that your house is definitely like the hangout spot. You do love to host. I do know that, and you guys have always had parties with that pool, that fabulous pool. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, with my house, I had a small group of friends, and male. I hardly had any male friends, and so like, well, I did, but not that my family knew about because they were always like, I come from, a Latino family who any guy that I was even remotely in the vicinity of was like, is that your boyfriend? Is that your boyfriend? And like that, I had to deal with that my entire life. I am just like you, the only daughter, but I'm also the baby of my family. So I had an overprotective brother who was out here spying for my parents and snitching. And then, and
F
then I had,
that.
yeah, and then
No
I
offense
had,
to your brother. Love you.
yeah. And I had also like, parents who were always like, is that your boyfriend? Is that your boyfriend? So guy, it was all bad for me. So
Yeah, my
no, the
parents
fact that you
never
could
had to ask, is that your boyfriend? Because I would just bring them home.
yeah,
Oh
that
God.
that probably has a lot to contribute to my single life that I was talking about in that other entry. Okay, so I have an entry on this one, so we can wrap up on this one. But this one has an interesting element to it, and I'm gonna have you listen to it, listen for it, because Daniela is in this one, and a little surprise at the end. So
Yay.
okay. And I'm
Okay.
going, like we said, we're going to block out names, and as if it wasn't obvious, guys, you're gonna see the names that I picked. Okay. Okay, so this one has a date, and like I mentioned, keep in mind this is my personal diary. And yeah, this was not a journal, so I will be replacing names, like I said. All right, so this one has a date. It says June 26, 2013. So this was post grad, high school grad. Summer loving. It's finally summer. Well, it's been summer. I just haven't written. Although summer is my favorite season, I have to admit it. It's when I'm least productive. All right, this was when I was in denial. Fall is superior.
Yes.
I don't know why I think I just liked summer because it was a break
Summer
from
is great. I love summer too.
it was a break from school. I'm not really a fan of summer. I don't know why I used to feel that way.
I'm a
Okay.
fan of all of the seasons. Fall is kind of my favorite, but summer I love because I love to swim and I love the beaches. Winter I have to love because I was born. I have to love. I was born in the winter, so it wouldn't make sense for me to like hate the winter. I'm not that crazy about it, but I was born in the winter. And then I have a special reason to love spring, but I do like the spring too.
Yeah, fall is always for me now my favorite season, but another ones are just okay. Okay. Even my handwriting looks bad. Anyways, I have a couple of updates on what I've been up to lately. Okay. First update. M's goodbye party. Well, not really goodbye because he'll only be gone for a month, but it was a small get together. Pretty chill. Daniela didn't go, and I was actually nervous about that because I didn't know anyone else that was going. Well, at least not
Sorry.
personally. And usually I tend to stick to Daniela and let her do all the talking. So that night I was without my quote unquote security blanket.
Oh
This
my
is true. This is true. I always liked having someone to cling to and still do to this day.
it's still me.
I was relieved that it turned out fine. It was actually really fun. I really hate when my shyness gets the best of me. Okay, next one. Okay, this one's, I'm not going to replace the name. We said it already. Gianluca's graduation party. It was fun in a different sense. I helped Daniela decorate his cake and pretty much hung out with her, Bubbles, Pink, who showed up later. Oh, and also S, but she was there briefly. Sorry, guys, I wasn't prepared for that last one.
I feel you.
Okay. And then a date with B. Actually, no, that's a, now let me change that initial. Sorry, that initial, like my brother's name starts with a B. I was like, no. Let me change the initial. A date with O. A date with O. Yikes. It was supposed to be a hangout, but it was a little on the date side. Movie and dinner. It was great to catch up again, but the date factor had me a tad uncomfortable. But The Great Gatsby was a good movie. I loved it. Downside, I got in trouble for coming home late. I was notorious for this. I had a curfew and my parents were always on it. So
Oh my
yeah.
God, you were late to curfew?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I had a curfew post grad. Yes, like I said, hashtag strict parents.
Same. Feels.
All right. Hang out with Y. We painted our toenails on Caught Up on Life. Although I always feel I should see her more often, every time we hang out, nothing has changed. What the heck? I really like that we understand each other that way. All right, here's the portion of Daniela, because you know Daniela deserves like 30 pages. There's like 30 pages in here. All right. All right. I helped Daniela with a quince that she choreographed. She needed someone there early for la entrada, open parentheses, the entrance, close parentheses. And she picked me. So I had to go with her to practice about 3 times to learn it. At first, I was nervous, but pretty soon the kids began to grow on me. I can honestly say I missed them a bit. This is true, guys. I don't know why I was so surprised in this entry that I was like, she picked me.
Oh, of course.
And then I wrote about the quince. The quince in capital letters. Despite minor stress about finding a ride there, it was a fun night. I love quinces. I usually never dance at them, but I did this time, even though I suck at dancing, particularly cumbia, open parentheses. I know I'm such a disgrace, close parentheses. Sorry.
Which is funny because you sent me a video of you dancing cumbia, like, and I remember when you sent it to me, like, it's just like she sometimes sends me videos, guys, of when she like dances, just like for shits and giggles, and I was like, she's got really good timing. Oh my God. Okay, bitch. I see you. For those of you who don't know, I dance professionally, so it means something when I say it, and I'm not just saying it.
Thank you. I'm always like, wow, really? I'm like, I feel like I look awkward, but okay, that's probably that. I mean, I always dance for fun. That's my
You're a
thing.
better dancer than you think you are.
Thank you. It's always been a thing with me. I dance now, like just for fun. Part of me is like, whatever. If I look weird, if I look dumb, who cares? Like
My team and I have been trying to recruit you for 5 ever. That is me being hella direct.
But that's like me. So I guess this is before I came into being comfortable just dancing because I think it's fun. I used to think that if you should only dance if you look good. Who cares? Now I'm like, who cares? I dance off time all the time.
Amen. You know what? I may be a really great professional dancer, but I am also the best goofy dancer ever. Like I always think when I'm dancing like an idiot, people I'm like I always like I'll be really stupid. You should see me at night like at 2 a.m. like, dancing like I always think if somebody saw me dancing right now they would think like, man, that bitch got no rhythm. Little do they know I dance for a living.
Little do they know. I love that. Honestly, yeah, like I just dance because I think it's fun. I think it's fun. And so that's like, this is before that. This is when I was very self-conscious about that, before I was willing to admit that I used to do this actually as a kid. Here we go with our tangents. As a child, I used to dance just for fun. And I think that's what made me step back into it, is because I used to literally just, like, my parents would put on some music and they had guests over And I used to just start dancing. I used to just dance for fun. Like, just because I thought it was fun, and it was fun to listen to the music, and I wanted to dance in front of their guests. It makes my eyes water de la vergüenza. Like, how I just cringing, my eyes are watering thinking about this. But I used to dance because it was fun, and that's why I stepped back into doing it, because I was like, I didn't care back then if I looked cute or if I was doing it right. I was over here making up my own things, and like, yeah, that's what I do now. So that's what made me step back into it. This is before I was there, though.
Nice.
Okay, this says, Danny's date was a good sport about dancing with both of us since my ride for the / buddy for the night left. She felt out of place and decided to leave early. Pity because she missed out. However, I owe her big time for coming with me last minute. Also, I danced with the third boy I've ever danced with that's not related to me.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. And then here's the spoiler. He was one of the chambelanes who told me earlier to save a dance for him.
So he was 14, essentially.
He was 14. So it's not that juicy. It's not a Daniela story. It is more of like a, oh, that's sweet kind of thing. And that's pretty much all I've been up to lately. Oh. But on a side note, I feel like everyone has suddenly found love this summer. Even people who just got out of a relationship. Sometimes I feel alone. I have yet to find someone. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's because I've kept my guard up for too long. I don't know. Sorry, I could barely get through that without my voice laughing. And it's
Dude, did you just throw some fucking shade at me? Even people who just got out of a relationship.
Yeah, that was shade. I didn't, again, this was not meant to be read. I never thought I'd be reading this. So this is not meant to be read.
It's okay. I ain't mad. It's true. It's not. Where's the lie at? Where's the lie at, though?
So, spoiler alert. If you guys are like, did you find the boyfriend? No, this is not the part where I find the boyfriend. Yeah, I guess essentially like a year later, since not even like 2 years later since that other entry I read, I still was single. The house. I love when Daniela says that. So it stuck on to me, single the house.
Yeah, I'm like hip with the kids, apparently, is what she said.
She's with the kids. She's doing what the kiddies are doing. I can only talk about what the 5-year-old kiddies are doing. That's who I work with. Okay. Anyway, that was the emotional bit. This has been the longest update ever. Okay, here's a surprise. P.S. I forgot to mention the Feryela day. Feryela. Jennifer and Daniela. I wrote that in like capital letters, guys. It was just one day. I went to quince practice with Daniela and we hung out the whole day and walked everywhere. We watched This Is the End and later had Mel's with my bro. And then it says, this is a different entry. But this is like a little ticket stub of the movie we went to go see. And this is just the proof. That's what I meant with the surprise. This is the proof that Feryela was a thing even back then. Although Feryela, I spelled the 2 L's here.
That's wrong. That's wrong because my name has 1 L. Yes. 1 L, guys. In case you ever try to spell my name with 2 L's, that's wrong because remember that I'm Latinx, and if my name had 2 L, in Spanish, that gives you a Y sound. So you're trying to say that my name is Daniela. My name is Daniela. I had a conversation with my parents about that. Daniela. Which is not my name. My name is Daniela.
Daniela. Yeah, and so like I wrote about Feryela and that I was like, I found it and I was like, oh my God, I have to, because now this is a thing. Who would have known this was a thing? I would have never thought I'm reading my personal diary out loud on a podcast later and that Feryela is this.
I love that with Feryela in it. I love that.
Yeah. It was a cute one. And if that wasn't a precursor to start my obsession with Daniela, again, I mentioned before that I was over here hanging out in doorways, listening to your conversations and whatnot.
She's exaggerating. She was not in doorways. She was just sitting behind me in class.
Yes, exactly. And I wasn't in doorways. I am exaggerating that. But I'm not exaggerating that I wasn't listening into conversations. I heard a lot of stuff in high school.
Listen, I listened to a lot of conversations too. Not necessarily because I wanted to. I just couldn't. I have ADHD, and if people are speaking to me too close by, I can't not hear them. I can't not. I also can't speak. Also, just like I feel like today we've been the tangent queens. My ADHD is running rampant today. Rampant. And then Bae just also likes to talk in tangents. So she enables she enables my ADHD which ain't nothing wrong with it. I really enjoy it.
Honestly, like it's like this is just the way I've talked like this my entire life. Like I've always told people that I always tell people introversion does not equate shyness. Although I do talk about shyness a lot in both of my journals. I did have a hard time with my shyness when I was younger. It did stop me from making a lot of friends because I was very much, like I said, insecure about myself and my body image and everything
Mhm.
else. Whereas now, I guess it's still there. It's such a cute ornament. I can't. I
Thank
can't.
you.
I'm sorry, guys. For those of you listening, she's holding the waffle ornament, and it's
Yeah, when she mentioned WAF, I pulled it off of the tree. So some of you who are watching were like, "What the fuck is Daniela doing?" Because it got stuck, and I was like,
oh, I didn't even notice.
"That is such a cute entry." Is that all of it?
That was it. Yeah, that is
Oh
the
my
end of it. It just
god, I
ended on
love
that
that.
Feryela note. Yeah, it was it was nice. I started
Full
writing that way.
circle,
I know,
full
full
circle.
circle. And yeah, like I said, I love it. It has like Daniela in it because, I said that was, we talked about this. We already talked about this in our how we met and everything episode. This is when we first started really like connecting, and that summer we really started bonding a lot. And you became such a like central part of my life that you show up in my journal entries a lot, and it's so cute. I love it. I
Sorry
said
guys, I'm not crying. I have an eyelash, I think, in my eye. But I would cry because I'm a crybaby, but I'm not crying right now.
Yeah,
Thank
but it's like,
you.
I think it's always so cute because like it came full circle, and also, like I said, hard work pays off. Listen into those conversations, and then you'll get noticed. No, I'm just kidding.
Ha.
Yeah, like low key, it worked for me. It worked for me, but I can't endorse this information because I don't know if it's gonna work for y'all. Uh, but yeah, that is
Thank
it. That
you,
was
by the way, for helping with that quinceañera. I appreciated that. I remember
oh,
that quinceañera. I have pictures from that quinceañera. You know what I think? I think we'll post the picture that we have, if you don't mind, of us together that I have from that
I'm
quinceañera on
cringing.
WAF.
I'm cringing because it's not. I do not like those pictures, but we can. It's all right. It's all right. But like I'm cringing internally because I'm like like.
That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite pictures. That was a really fun quinceañera. That was one of my favorite. It's funny that we talked about Twilight today because they did the notorious Twilight song, which was "A Thousand
Oh.
Years" by Christina Perri, was the song that she chose for her buzz. And that, as if you have been to quinceañeras or if you're a quinceañera choreographer, which we all know each other, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing quinceañeras for now would be 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
9 years? Are we? Yeah, we're approaching. We just hit 9 years, or we're about to hit 9 years in April. But you'll know that song is super popular. It's like one of the most popular ones outside of Tiempo de Vals.
That's the
And
one
then
I did.
yeah. Tiempo de Vals is a popular one. So is A Thousand Years, and the other one is Can I Have This Dance from High School Musical. Those are the most popular ones. To this day, I will still get quinceañeras that put that one, and I'm like, good song choice. Let me see which version of that choreography I'm gonna use.
I'm so dead.
I'm like, it's gonna be a piece of cake. I know this song.
Yeah, to this day I love quinces. I always love the it's really interesting because towards this was like a shift in like my personality a little bit. Well, it was senior year and moving on that I used to hate events like weddings and quinceañeras because I didn't like getting dressed up. But like once I started leaning more into my style, I love, oh my god, an excuse to get ready or an excuse to get dressed. I love quinceañeras. Yeah, I love quinceañeras. I love getting dressed up. I love seeing the choreography. I love seeing the dresses. I'm into it now. I was not into my own quinceañera. Maybe we'll talk about our quinceañeras in a future podcast because I wasn't into mine. So
I
now
got some pictures, so I could definitely. We should do that. We should totally do that. Maybe
Mhm,
we'll do that in my birth month, or maybe not,
mhm.
because just we'll see. We'll see.
It'll
But
be, yeah, we'll see.
anywho,
But yeah, that is a wrap. The chai is done, or the hot chocolate, should I say?
my chai is
So,
done.
my hot chocolate is done. Then so is this chisme. Y'all weren't ready for this chisme.
Neither was I.
Yeah, so the chais are done, and so is this chisme. Thank you guys for tuning in once again, and
Make sure that you like, share, subscribe. If you're listening to our podcast, please rate our podcast 5 stars, please. Thank you. We appreciate you. Also, make sure that you check out the links below. We're going to link our Instagram as well as our personal Instagrams. On our Instagram, we post 5 days a week. We will just want to give a preface. We will be taking a break the week of Christmas and of New Year's. We want to spend that time with our family, and we think it's really important to take a break from social media every once in a while. It's good for your mental health and all that good stuff. We took a break during Thanksgiving. Also, thank you guys for your patience. We were experiencing some I still am experiencing some technical difficulties with the computer situation. I really, really appreciate it. We appreciate you guys. But that's it for today.
Yes.
Ciao.
Salud.
Bye.
Bye.